Hey, this is Mitch, guys, at mycombattrainer.com and one of the Hell brothers, and today is a wonderful Monday morning. Got my coffee here. It's going to be a great day. I looked at my computer this morning and I saw a couple questions, and I would love to answer them right here. I did take some notes before this video, so I will be glancing at the computer screen a little bit. Actually, I'm going to move this computer screen a little more in front of me. So, number one, I like to ask people questions and they respond and then I answer them. And if you ever have any comments or questions, please send them our way. I would love to answer them live on video or in an email or whatever you guys want, pretty much. So this is one of the questions. What is our fighting style? So actually, it's 6 o'clock right now, a.m. in the morning, and I got up before to go work out, and I came back and I kept on thinking about this. I couldn't seem to put together anything that that actually made any sense. What I mean by that is, our fighting style, I guess you would say that we don't even have a fighting style. There is no fighting style. It's what works, works, and that's exactly what it is. It's not like it's a Filipino martial arts, Bruce Lee's martial arts. A lot of my concepts and strategies, they actually come from Jeet Kune Do, but they're not all that. I teach a lot of different things, and the reason why I do that is because I've been in a lot of different martial arts, and what I found out is no one style is perfect, and no one style can actually encapsulate everything there is in martial arts or self-defense, actually. So, my fighting style is really no style at all, and I know that's just, kind of sounds like a cliche because other different gurus in martial arts and self-defense say the same thing, but really it isn't a style at all. I teach you core concepts and strategies that I've learned that a lot of other people also teach, but there is no, like, it's not like a boxing. I'm a boxer, I'm going to teach you boxing for self-defense. It's not like that. I teach you everything, and there's a lot of weird stuff you may think is incredibly weird, but it works. That's a cool thing. And I guess the main reason for that too is there's a lot of different types of people, so it's a good thing there are so many different martial arts out there. So a lot of different types of people, and not all style fits everyone's individual needs. Nor can most people do a kicking sport or something. There are boxers that love to box and they want to use that for self-defense. Great, use that as self-defense. There are kickers that want to use the Taekwondo arts as their main source of self-defense. Great, but let me warn you, what works is what works. I need you guys to understand that if it doesn't look like a real fight, it's probably not going to work. And there's a lot of people that stand by their martial art and say that it works in a real fight, but a lot of them just don't. The main concepts, maybe, yes, are true, but kicking to the head, you don't need to do that at all. You don't need to just box. Boxing with your fists is actually dangerous to your own body. So there's a lot of different things about martial arts, and what I want to get across to you is, obviously Joe said, what's your fighting style? And there is no fighting style. There is absolutely no fighting style. And so we have to understand another thing, that we teach exceptional fighters. We want to train exceptional fighters. Our main goal is to train exceptional fighters. We just don't teach a system to get by. We just don't say, okay, you want to block, then you punch, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Actually, a lot of times that does work, but there's always more things to learn. There's always new ways for people to grow, and that's what we encourage. Because the time for growth is right now, and as you grow, you will become a great fighter. That's the biggest thing. There's a lot of different ways to do things. It's not just one way to do everything, okay? There's a lot of different situations you might come across on the street, so we teach a wide variety of stuff that you may never need, but you might need one thing that we teach you, and that is the whole point. I want you guys to understand that, okay? So we want our students to be lifers in self-defense. We want them to just enjoy it and never get enough of learning, I guess you could say, okay? At least in my life, that's how I am. I love martial arts. I can't get enough of it. I learn all different styles. I pull what's good I leave out the rest. I toss out the rest. That's crap that I know doesn't work because I've been in this. I think we're going on 16 years now, actually. I know what works. So I bring in, I'm a lifer, and that's the type of students I want. I want people to get, they're so intrigued with martial arts that their head explodes and you just want to learn constantly everything. The main concept that I'm trying to get across to you today, guys, is if you become a lifer, if you love martial arts, if you really want to learn it, you can bet your life on it. Okay? I want you guys to practice something that you can actually bet your life on, because you never know when there's going to be a day when you're going to actually need it. Okay? So, going on to the next one. Our fighting style, I guess you could say, is going to teach you a wide variety of techniques and concepts. And the main reason for that, again, like I said, is because you can never tell what situation you're going to be in, at what time, with who knows what. There are so many different variables, you need to know a lot of different things. So now, well, okay, let me back up here. You don't need to know a lot of things. You got to be exposed to a lot of things, I guess you could say, because you never want to be caught off guard. The more you train, the more you learn, the more you hone your skill and create your own style, the more you will be able to survive, and I can guarantee you that, okay? We teach simple and effective hand-to-hand combat that works for newbies. There are some videos that are super simple, and they really do work all the time. They really do. I guess I wouldn't say all the time, but they work most of the time, because there's always situations you can put in and it's not going to work. But they work 99% of the time. But there's also our goal is to have people hone their skills. So the main reason for that is the more you hone your skills, the more of an understanding you get for self-defense. And it's the understanding that's going to save you in a real fight. Also, the more you hone your skills as well, too, the more you're going to get the more you hone your skills, the more practice you'll be doing, of course. That's how you hone your skills. But with all that practice, your moves are going to be instinct, and that's what you're going to be able to rely on in a real fight. You're not going to be able to rely on your brain too much if you've not actually trained it. And the main concept I get to people, or I teach people, is I want them to fight mindless. I want you to just react to things instinctively. And the only way to do it is to practice a lot of moves, a lot of times. You keep what you want, throw away the rest, that's it. So, there is a lot of advanced concepts we teach. They are basic to me now, but they were advanced when I was new. So if you are new, I want you to take advantage of learning these advanced concepts now and try to understand them. The more you practice, you'll understand them like no other. But when it comes to it, all those concepts are basic for me. And now I understand that most people aren't up to my level, or up to all the pro levels, or up to the levels of good martial artists, we'll say, okay? There is really no level. It's a level of understanding is what I mean, okay? But you gotta understand that when it comes to learning advanced techniques, that is going to be your basic techniques. It's the same as the comfort zone, guys. When say that this is your comfort zone, okay, say, like for example, my comfort zone is not talking in public. Or, I don't like to talk in public, but I do it anyway to do seminars. I enjoy it now, but at first it was incredibly uncomfortable. But I expanded my comfort zone and went into the red zone, you could say, where I'm shaking, I'm all nervous and everything else. Horrible when I first started. But once I expanded, it became my comfort zone. So once you learn these advanced concepts, it will become your basic concepts, and that's when you will develop that understanding I'm talking about fighting. Okay. So moving on. Why? Okay. So I guess the question I get too is why take your training to the next level if you can just use basic techniques to survive? It's a good question. Why go more than what you could already do? If a block and punch is going to help you survive this attack, why learn anything more? I guess the biggest thing is peace of mind. as far as according to me, and I know a lot of my students have the same thing. They ask the same question, and I actually asked them, would you bet your life on this? Would you bet your life right now, if you had to go fight, or if an attacker hits you right now, or started to mug you, or whatever, brought out a knife, or whatever, attacked you right now, would you survive it? Would you know? Would you have the confidence in your ability? Because that is the biggest thing when you are surviving an attack. You gotta have confidence in your ability and yourself to survive. If you have a lack of confidence, it's the mental game, guys. You're not going to actually perform very well, and there's a chance you will not survive. You cannot have in your mind a thought of not surviving. You have to trust yourself and your skill, and that's why I recommend you become lifers and taking it. You want to, what's the word for it? You want to hone your skill to the next level. I want you to hone your skill to the next level. I want you to take it to the next level, hone it, and then own it, okay? That was a good rhyme. Anyway, I want to know that the stuff I practice works and that I can do it instinctively. And that is the whole point to all this, guys. If you practice and develop the understanding in your mind of actual fighting, of reality self-defense, you're going to understand it. And you're going to be able to instinctively react to things. And there's no point to question what works and what doesn't work. When you have the understanding, you're going to know what works and what doesn't work. You're going to have that understanding to know that, you know what, if someone grabs me, I'm not going to get them in a kilo wrist lock and go around a couple of days. I'm going to actually avoid this situation altogether, or I'm just going to throw a punch. If they're grabbing me, I'm throwing a punch. I'm throwing an eye jab, I'm throwing whatever. But I'm not going to get him in a keto wrist lock, bend his elbow, put his arm behind his back, his leg, put him down on the ground, but put my leg in between and punch him in the face. There's absolutely no point to that. There's a point if it does work. There's a point if there's a situation where you feel that is necessary and you do it and perform it well, that's when it works, okay? I want you to understand that. Okay, but otherwise, if it doesn't need to be done, if something else that is simpler can be done, great. And that's what we teach. We teach a large variety of techniques so you can actually choose which ones you want to learn and which ones you don't. Because I know for a fact that one technique might work for Joe over here, one technique might work for Barb over here. This guy might not have a hand to do an eye jab. This guy may have a hand for an eye jab, so he's going to use his forearm instead of an eye jab, or something like that. There's all different people, all different techniques, all different styles, all different situations. There are a lot of variables, and we teach varieties to help you in those situations. Okay, so that is my long explanation of what our fighting system is. I think it's pretty direct. There is no fighting system. We do what works. We throw out the rest. We teach a large variety of techniques because there are a lot of people on this earth, a lot of different things going on in their lives, and we want people to stick with martial arts. We want people to love martial arts. We want people to not get bored with martial arts. We want people that's actually going to be lifers with martial arts. So if you're a lifer, great. If you're not a lifer, get a lifer. Keep following us and having fun going from there. So I appreciate you guys. I'm going to end this video. I'm going to make another video because this one was actually pretty long. So I appreciate you guys for being here. If you liked it, please leave a comment. I want to hear your thoughts. Go to My Combat Trainer and learn more. Thank you guys.